That's the message. Confess the gospel in your heart. Secondly, confess the gospel in your words. The words come after the heart is transformed by the power of the gospel. I want to see a show of hands. How many of you have had a conversation, those of you who have kids or grandkids, how many of you have had a conversation about your kids or grandkids this week? I want to ask you how many of you have had a conversation about the gospel. But the reality is, if it's in our hearts, it is what we share. Not one of you had to put a reminder on your phone. Make sure to talk about your kids today. Because it naturally flows from a desire of the heart. How can somebody that you've worked next to for years never know what's in your heart? How can you not have at least shared what Christ has done for you? If it overflows from the heart, then it becomes a natural way to share and talk. You will talk about what's in your heart. And so confess the gospel with your words. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge in our day and age. The world has told us where you belong is on Sunday mornings right here, and you do it in your home, but you don't dare come out into the world, into the streets, and declare the gospel to be true. That's offensive. And so we have many times retreated and said, okay, you're right, we're not going to do that. And we don't see the church flourishing because maybe we've believed that we need to retreat instead of declaring it. Never offensively. We don't declare the gospel's offensive. We don't declare it offensively. I'm not asking you to make enemies and be harsh and cold. Everything we've learned about the gospel in this 8 weeks should have compelled us to do it differently than that. But in friendship and care and concern for others, walking into the darkness, into the needs, into the struggles, confess the gospel in your words. And then confess the gospel in your deeds. Nothing is more confusing to the world than when we act differently than the words we speak.